I know Lars found it hard to please Cruella, but so surely she's gotta love this, right? 101 Dalmatians 2 Patch's London Adventure is the 2003 direct-to-video slash DVD sequel to Disney's 1961 all-time classic 101 Dalmatians. So, Patch's London Adventure tells the story taking place 1 year after the events of its predecessor, where Roger and Anita, with the money that Roger made from his biggest hit song Cruella de Vil, have brought a farm in the country and to start their Dalmatian plantation. So the Radcliffes and the Pongos are hyped for moving day, all except Patch, who is feeling alone and lost and feels like he doesn't belong in this sea of spots with his brothers and sisters. So he takes comfort in watching his favourite show and hero, Thunderbolt, and on the day of moving day, he follows the Canine Crunchies truck to get an opportunity to see his idol Thunderbolt himself in London, and when Thunderbolt's sidekick Lissa Lightning is jealous of Thunder's fame, he plots to overthrow Thunder and become the star of the show himself by tricking Thunder into believing that the writers want to write Thunder out at the show. So Thunder goes out into London and uses Patch's knowledge of all his episodes to do heroic deeds in an attempt to get photographers. And meanwhile, Cruella returns, and she is trying to move on from dog skin coats, and she finds a new obsession with spots in the form of art, and she forms a unlikely friendship with artist Lars. Damn, trying to explain the plot of this movie is as exhausting as Pongo are trying to count all 101 of the Dalmatian puppies. I am of course reviewing all the Disney 101 Dalmatian movies, both animated and live action, in anticipation for the Cruella movie this year, though I doubt that movie will be anything special, but I'm sure it will turn out to, like Maleficent, to be one of the more decent Disney live action remakes. But as for Patch's London Adventure, because of course the original 101 Dalmatians is a milestone Disney classic, Patch's London Adventure, I can gladly say, is not a patch on the original, and yet I can give it a pass when compared to other Disney sequels. I mean, there are far worse Disney sequels that you can put yourself through than this. 8-year-old me still had his fair share of fun watching this movie 18 years ago, and the best thing that this movie has going for it are its two new character additions that both enhance Patch's story and Cruella's story: Thunderbolt and Lars. Now, Thunderbolt was of course the superhero dog which the Pongos watched on TV in just one scene in the original, and it was a stroke of genius to include him in the sequel and make him a major character, so we can finally learn more about him, and he turns out to be hilarious. I mean, he was Disney's first super dog before Bolt in 2008, and just you know, see him just react to everyday things in London, like mistakes a guy who's taking his laundry as a bank robber, and he mistakes zookeepers herding some monkeys as monkey rustlers because he's an actor and been brought up to act you know, saving the day for a show his entire life. He has to learn, like Patch, not to be so naive and realise that it's all make believe, and he does feel guilty about keeping the fact that he's an actor to Patch a secret because he fears he will let Patch down. But he does genuinely grow to care for Patch the more time that he spends with his biggest fan, and as for Lars, voiced by Martin Short, who also voiced Stefano the sea lion in Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted. Yeah, I mean, Lars, I could see being Cruella's boyfriend easily. I mean, even though she's consistently unsatisfied and rejects the paintings of spots that he offers her because she just can't get over her obsession with Dalmatian fur. I mean, that doesn't stop him from trying again and again and again. But Lars is the polar opposite of Cruella in that he cares for the puppies and would never see them harmed, which is what leads to him turning against Cruella at the end. I'm a strong sympathiser of Lars being a passionate artist myself and being put under pressure to do so well in my art class back in school. But yeah, Patch's London Adventure is such a weaker executed movie in tone and structure. It plays things far more slapstick and predictable than the original. I mean, that's what makes it a frustrating movie, because it had potential to truly stand out on its own as a great follow-up, but while it does have moments that I love and were new, like Thunderbolt saying to Lightning, "They suck all the blood out of you." I mean, I'm like, this is awesome, and I'm genuinely having fun, but in the very next scene it will cut to a scene that's trying to remind you of the first movie all over again for no reason other than being a nostalgic cash grab, and I'm like, movie, stop trying to be the original and just be yourself. Like, I mean, it is lovely to see that it has a similar title sequence, like the spotted opening credits, and the new voice actors totally sell it as sounding extremely closer to the voice actors from the original. This movie, I think, made the mistake of making Patch the protagonist in when I really think Thunderbolt should have been the primary focus. I mean, don't get me wrong, Patch is far more tolerable and easier to put up with than Scamp from Lady and the Tramp 2, and he's literally an encyclopedia of knowledge on Thunderbolt, and the storytelling of Patch's and Thunderbolt's friendship is lazy. I mean, and you can predict where it's going to lead to from the word go. I mean they've got to have that forced liar reveal cliche where Patch finds out Thunder lied to him and is a fraud and feels let down by his idol, and there are things that feel unresolved by the ending of this movie. Patch doesn't even get to see the farm which his family have moved to once in the entire film, and Pongo and Perdita are not only disappointingly sidelined. They have so little screen time that you forget they're even there, even though their Marcus is on the poster. They were the best thing about the first movie. I hate it when Disney sequels always minimalise the parents' role, but also Pongo and Perdita are bad parents and unlikable in this sequel. They consistently ignore Patch and in favour of his other brothers and sisters, and are so unsupportive of him when he is feeling so alone in all this, and they don't even notice he's missing until they conveniently spot him in a paper. Even after the other puppies bully Patch over his bark, saying his bark sounded like someone sat on a squeaky toy, Pongo and Perdita don't even offer him any comfort. But this doesn't surprise me, as Disney sequels do have a reputation for bad parents. And on top of that, bringing back Cruella, Horace and Jasper felt unnecessary. I would have preferred a new antagonist. The best of the villains in this movie is Litter Lightning, because he's literally the only new one. To see, I was shocked how devious and cunning he was to manipulate Thunder into, leaving the show like that. Movie, just have Lightning be the villain, and have the story be focused on Thunder, being feeling lost on the streets of London and learning about the real world, and maybe finding a girlfriend, and maybe coming back to the show at the end with the help of the Dalmatians to get Lightning back for what he did. But having Cruella, Horace and Jasper in here just feels tired. We know they're not going to succeed in skinning the puppies, as if they couldn't succeed in the first movie, there's no way they're going to succeed in the sequel. And they don't even kidnap the puppies until the third act of the movie, and they have to do the Twilight bark again. So the rescue mission is not nearly as urgent as it was in the original, and it's totally tacked on. Surprisingly, only one major song in this movie, Try Again, which is honestly the most entertaining part of the movie. All the other music here just sounds like tunes from a broken piano. So overall, Patch's London Adventure is not nearly as bad as the worst Disney sequels, Cough Cough, The Fox and the Hound 2, but it's still a completely mediocre and inferior follow-up to one of Disney's most revolutionary hits from the golden era. You can tell that it was a totally different team that works on it, a team that were more focused on being nostalgic and playing it safe, even though this movie was made by the same company. But I'll always have my nostalgia for it. So I give Patch's London Adventure 2 stars out of 5. Meh movie. It's a wrap, guys. I have now reviewed both animated 101 Dalmatians movies, and now I've just got to review the two live-action remakes of the franchise leading up to the release of the Cruella movie this year. Well, I love you guys. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what are your thoughts on Patch's London adventure? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please, I'll find you on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you all next time. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.